Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Truth Chat.Fun. My name is Joe Oriani, and I am your host for this 25-minute podcast, maybe longer today. I have a few things I want to discuss with you. Today is 5/28/2023, and this will be posted Wednesday. I just want to say that if you need to get hold of me, go to my website, www.truthchat.fun, or my email, joeorianipodcast@yahoo.com, or on Twitter at OrianiJoe3. Okay, those are the ways you can reach me, and I promise I'll get back to you. If you know anybody who has a story they want to tell, I would gladly Zoom with them and put them on and discuss it and see how it goes. Like I said, there's billions of people in the world, and somebody's got to have a story they want to tell. All right. Now, I'm going to talk to you about this coming Monday because I missed it last week. It's Memorial Day. Now, to me, Memorial Day does not mean, as a veteran, does not mean that we're going to go out and get hot dogs, hamburgers, steaks, and chicken on the grill. Yes, people do that. I do it too. It doesn't mean that the New Jersey shore is open. It doesn't mean the beaches are open. It doesn't mean the first day of summer or the start of summer vacations. It means none of that. I can ask 100 people what Memorial Day is, and if I got 10% that got it right, I would be really impressed. And the other 90% wouldn't care anyway. So it doesn't make a damn difference. But it does to people who know what it is. It truly is. And to me, it does. So I'm going to read you something, and I hope you enjoy it. And we'll talk more about Memorial Day in a minute. We gather to honor a day that holds a significant place in history of our nation, Memorial Day, which also is known as Decoration Day. This day marks the solemn occasions of remembering and paying tribute to the men and women who have sacrificed their lives while serving in the United States Armed Forces. Memorial Day is not just a day of remembrance, but a way to respect the dedication and sacrifices of those who have laid down their lives for our freedom. This day holds deep meaning to our country as we recognize that the freedoms we enjoy are not free. They have been paid for time and time again by the brave men and women who have served our country military. We pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, giving their lives to our nation's cause. They fought for the cause of liberty and justice, which is what our flag represents. Memorial Day is a time for us to reflect and remember all those who have given their lives in service to our country, as well as the families they left behind. We must never forget the heavy price of freedom and democracy, as they come at a cost of great sacrifices. However, on this Memorial Day, as we remember the fallen heroes of our armed forces, we must also think about how their sacrifice reflects on us today. That we must recognize that the sacrifices of our servicemen and women cannot be forgotten, and it's up to us to preserve the ideals of freedom and democracy that they fought for. Today, we face new challenges, and a whole lot of new challenges. And we still have much work to do to create a world where all people are free and treated equally. We must take inspiration from the bravery and selflessness of those who have came before us and used their sacrifices to continue to strive for a better tomorrow. Then, problem I have with all this is I get emotional with this stuff. Anyway, in conclusion, Memorial Day is a day to express gratitude, remembrance, and to honor those who sacrificed everything for our nation. We must pledge to never forget their sacrifices and to carry on their legacy and sacrifice in service to others. Let us strive to be worthy of the tremendous sacrifices made by those who have gone before us, honoring those by being good citizens of our country and stewards of the ideals they gave us their lives, that they gave their lives to protect. Thank you. God bless America. I do get emotional because I haven't been in Vietnam. I don't know what the hell happened to me there, but it's funny. I can watch World War II movies, Korean movies, not so much. Vietnam movies, I just turned the channel. Don't know what it is, but I do love World War II. Anyway, with that in mind, I want to go ahead and continue here. I want to talk about an issue that came up the other day. I want to talk about trust. People trusting each other. The one good thing I would tell you that if I am a very hard person to trust people. I don't trust people. I have learned a long time ago that some people just ain't worth trusting. So anyway, with that, I want to tell you, if I trust you and you trust me, I can tell you right now, there'll never, ever be an issue. So just keep that in mind. When you trust somebody and they trust you back, please do not break their trust. The sad thing that happens. All right, let's go to North Dakota. A school district is catching flack from parents who allege it continues to keep families in the dark about students' gender identities, despite what the governor signing into law a bill prohibiting the shady practice early this month. It says we will not openly out any student because of one law if we know that's going to cause harm to that child, the superintendent of the school announced. He also, man, this guy's crazy. He also cited perceived conflict between state and federal law on the issue, arguing the district should continue to advocate for students who identify as transgender, according to the report. Yeah, anyway, despite the district claim that the policy is not in place to push back against parents, some took exceptions at the board meeting following last Tuesday. The way I heard this, that you want to protect kids from the parents, one father alleged. He put slammed the policy down, claiming district suppressing talk. Not only think you know my kids better than I do, but you think you know every kid better than every parent does. By saying you will not deal with the parents. Won't be shocked to discover when this happens to one of your kids. Anyway, your parents are pretty upset. So whether or not you agree with the politics, the law, what's behind it, I really urge you to pay attention to the setting as a precedent. Another parent said, whose kids are these? Do they belong to a school board? Do they belong to public schools? Is each parent's child ultimately the decision maker in their family over what is allowed and what is safe for the child? There's no possible way for each teacher to know every kid intimately as the parent does. Whose children is it? That's great. And she continues to go on and say, parenting 101, you teach your kids that nobody that asks you to keep a secret is safe. And that is very true. If my daughter went to school, I don't think she remembers, or when she was out, I told her, if they ask you to keep a secret, you come tell me. I'll tell your mother. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. Now, not the entrepreneur, whose kid is it anyway? Let's go over that a little bit more. I know what's good for my child. My child can't drive until a certain age. The stupid school gives them condoms. They get pregnant, we're not told if they want an abortion. They can't vote until they're 21. So you're going to tell me an 8 or 9-year-old child is going to say, hey, I want to be a girl. They chop everything the hell off them and doesn't go back together again. But don't tell your parents, and we'll do this for you. There's something wrong with that. If the child wants to become a transgender when they're 18, that's great. Let them do it that way, but not. Now let's get to Target. Speaking of transgenders, Target's in a lot of trouble. Apparently they had merchandising out for Pride Month in the front. Well, especially with the kids and the baby stuff in Pride, they got a lot of feedback that wasn't very positive. So like Bud Light. And they moved all the stuff to the back. And now certain group of people are complaining that they shouldn't have moved it to the back, and they're very upset. So it's a no-win situation. But if you have Pride Month, can't you have Veterans Month? Can't you have Mother's Month? Can't you have Straight Month? Hey, what's good for one is good for the other. Sorry, you can't argue with that. Anyway, Oh, look at this, Jane Fonda. No, I remember Jane Fonda when she went to Illinois and sat on a tank. I was not a happy camp, but I don't think any American was. Sat on a tank in North Vietnam with the enemy. Anyway, now she says white men she blames white men for climate crisis, calls to arrest and jail them. You know, Jane, you're white. Why don't we jail you and shut you the hell up, put a gag in your mouth and put you in jail? There you go. That'll make climate change better. No more hot air coming out of your mouth. Hey, God. Oh, let's see. The Dems are not happy with the agreement on the debt ceiling bill. Slams in the negotiations. Why? Because an full-grown man who is capable of working and collecting for some unknown reason, some kind of welfare, should have a job. Don't have a job, they shouldn't get anything. That's crazy. Where's Bill Clinton when you need him? He signed it. But like Budweiser hasn't tweeted in over a month as the backlash continues. They are so bad that you can buy a case of Budweiser for 19 something, get $20 back. They're just giving it away. It's going stale on the shelves and they're not good. And Gavin Newsom in California, I told you, she just cut in half, fall in the ocean. His climate change bill plans, the Democratic people, the Democratic senators in California have blocked it. They don't want all the stuff he wants. They said it's too ambitious. California is like New York. New York says they wouldn't do it. Get rid of gas stoves. Most chefs, any good chef cooks on gas. They do not cook on electric. Food is not the same. And then it's gonna cost you thousands of dollars to just spread all this. What's funny about California, if they get rid of gas stoves and they just want electric cars and all the gas stations, they couldn't even handle the electric grid in the summertime. They had rolling blackouts. What are they gonna tell you? Don't plug your car in until tomorrow? Sorry, you have to go to work, it's not my problem. New York, the same thing, they're doing the same event. Oh, no, we're not gonna do it yet. Gas stoves. Don't they have anything else to do, like work on property, work on drugs, work on the water, anything, just anything but that. They're just crazy people. Anyway, what else we have going on here? Oh, sounds amazing. Yeah, French Open uses AI driving to reduce cyberbullying. Anyway, so that's about it. It's gonna be a quick one this week because it is Veterans Day and I do want to go out. Here's a guy, Corporal Luther Herschel. He was in the Korean War, a Medal of Honor recipient, missing in action for 73 years. He received his medal. That is so cool. The 70, really, that is so cool. I like that. Okay. I think that should do it today. John Gruden is back working in New Orleans. I don't think I read any of all this other stuff. And that's about all the weird news of the week. Yeah, State Farm stops accepting homeowners insurance applications in California. Difficult place to do business. And they do that in here too, in Florida. They raise the prices. It's absolutely nuts. So anyway, I want everybody to have a nice Memorial Day, or hopefully you did have a nice Memorial Day. But I want you to go back and reflect on what I wrote about it. And keep that in mind when next Memorial Day comes back. Because that is important. That is important that you teach your kids the same thing. That is what Memorial Day is about. So on that note, I have somebody coming to install a new security system at 2:00. So I must depart. But please, if you have anything to say again, www.truthchat.com. And I would appreciate any feedback, or you can just go to YouTube or any place else you get it, and you go to YouTube, you get hit you can sign up and it's free, so. And enjoy everything, be safe, don't choke on it, have a good one. And remember, somebody told me the other day, I want to say this real quick, somebody told me the other day, when I say at the end of my thing, if you're not laughing, you're not living, and he said, you're not laughing. You're right, Chuck, I'm not laughing. It's hot in here. All right, with that, have a good day, everybody.